Hello, everyone. It's Duchess DJ Love, founder of gallivantinglikearoyal.com, coming to you from my balcony at the Pullman Paris Tour Eiffel, and you can see the Eiffel Tower in the background. Yes, we are here for the Paralympics. It's been a really great, fun week. The internet is unstable, so we're going to try this. Not sure how much of the live we can do, but we're going to give it a shot, okay? Again, you can see the Eiffel Tower in the background. Let me tell you about my week. We'll start off with the tips, travel tips, then we're going to do caregiving tips and some money tips too. We're going to throw a little bit of everything in there for you. Let me do this a little bit better here. Okay, again, I'm Duchess DJ Love, founder of gallivantinglikearoyal.com. I have two YouTube channels, Gallivanting Like a Royal and Duchess DJ Love, this one. So again, we're live from Paris. We're going to be talking to you about the Paris Paralympics, what to do in Paris, France if you're coming to visit. Also, if you're a caregiver, what you need to know about getting around in Paris. So we got a lot to cover tonight. But first, let me show you who I am before we get rolling. In case you're just joining, you may be wondering, who is this Duchess DJ Love person? So I'm going to show you who Duchess DJ Love is. All on me.
Duchess DJ Love. Duchess DJ Love is not only a travel aficionado, but also a savvy financial expert.
Well, maybe not. Okay, again, with the Wi-Fi being sketchy, maybe that's not going.
DJ Love. Duchess DJ Love is not only a travel aficionado, but also a savvy financial expert. Through her blog, Gallivanting Like a Royal, and her podcasts, she shares invaluable insights.
We're going to scratch that then, because evidently that's not going to work. So I'm going to come to you and just tell you what's going on. Let you see my pretty face here. Again, I'm Duchess DJ Love. I'm in Paris, France. It's beautiful. The weather is spring-like. You can see I'm in the t-shirt. It's been a pleasant week as far as weather goes. The leaves are beginning to change. You can tell fall is setting in. The mornings are a bit on the chilly side, not too chilly. It's in the 60s. And then in the afternoons, it's in the upper 70s. So it's really nice. We've had one dreary day all week long, just one dreary day with the rain. So what do you do when it rains in Paris? There's several things you can do. You can take the train, the metro, hail a taxi, and go to the museums. There's plenty of museums for you to check out and fun things to do while you're at the museums. Okay, let's just say that you're not into museums, or have you already been here, done that? Well, then do the hop on bus and just ride around and take in Paris. That's what I did one day. Okay. Also, you can take the Seine River cruises. Oh, they're covered and they're glassed in, so you can just look out everywhere you look. You can see what's going on. It's a beautiful way to go. We took the Toot bus and did some touring of the sites in Paris. That's another way to get around. I highly recommend those because you pay for one fare and it takes you to the major places of interest, and you can hop on and you can hop off. Same thing with the river cruise. You can hop on and hop off. And your pass is good for 24 hours. However, you got to remember with that 24-hour pass that the times of operation, should say, are usually from like 10 to 7. So they're not operating 24/7. It's just that when you purchase your ticket, it is good 24 hours until then. Let's say I purchased a ticket today at 11:58 a.m. It's good tomorrow until 11:57 a.m., just to give you an example. The Latin Quarter is a place I highly recommend. Montmartre is beautiful. That's where the church is, on one of the highest peaks in Paris. It's the Basilica. Oh, it's beautiful. But if you go, you take the metro or you drive. Well, if you take the metro, it's the quickest, easiest way. Be sure when you get to the metro to take bus 40. Now, you might be in good physical condition and can walk up those stairs or take the funicular and get up and still climb the steps. Kudos to you. However, for the rest of you, you don't want to be out of breath while you're enjoying things. When you get off at the metro section, look for bus 40 and take bus 40. It's a nice little route. You get to go through the streets, and it takes you to the very, very top of the entrance to the church. Then you're walking flat all the way around, and you can walk down and look. The view is spectacular, especially in the evening time, so don't forget that. Also, remember, mind the gap when you're taking a train or metro. You got to mind the gaps here too. However, since the Olympics of here in Paris has done really well with, putting putting in escalators and lifts, elevators. So, that's a plus for easily getting around, especially like my mom, Lady Lexie. She can walk fairly well, but she's up in age, so she gets tired easy. So you walk enough from point A to point B. Then if you have to go up and down stairs several times, that kind of takes the wind out of your breath. So we have to look out for Lady Lexie. So we look for stops for that has a lift or escalator so we can change that. We like the RERs because those have escalators or lifts, which makes it easier for her. So that's how we're kind of navigating. Now, we've been very fortunate with the taxis too. Hey, we're going to hail a taxi every so often because it's just convenient, especially if we're hauling a lot of stuff or we just tired and don't feel like hassling with the metros. We'll get us a taxi. The taxi rates have been very reasonable, in my opinion, and it's like a taxi kind of like on every corner. So you don't have to worry too much about the taxis. Now you may want to know what all we've seen. We've done the regular things: Moulin Rouge, the Louvre, Galeries Lafayette, Notre Dame, of course the Latin Quarter. That's where the beautiful streets are, and it's just highly populated. Have been wanting to go to the Gardens du Luxembourg. Haven't gotten there yet. That's still on my to-do list. And if you're listening, that's where the Paris 2024 signs are, or the statues, which, hey, I got to strike a pose with those. Of course, we're right here at the Eiffel Tower, so we see the Eiffel Tower day in, day out. In case you're just, tuning into my dailies or haven't seen my dailies, when it gets dark, the Eiffel Tower lights up. Every hour on the hour for 5 minutes, it sparkles and shimmers. It's just a beautiful sight. Then at 1 a.m. it goes dark, and that's kind of cool to see too. And so I have photos of that on my Gallivanting Like a Royal Facebook page if you want to go check those out. Lady Lexie has done very well flying across the pond from the East Coast to the U.S. coming to Paris. Remember, Lady Lexie has dementia. These are your dementia caregiving tips I'm about to begin with now. Our original flight got us from we went from North Carolina to JFK. We took JFK to London, so on British Airways, so we could get the lie flat seats. And the reason I did that was the route where you got the cheapest fare. And I'm big on looking for the cheapest fares. And since I'm taking Lady Lexie, I didn't really want to go that many hours nonstop because it's like 8 hours from New York over to London. Same thing with Paris. But if we came over to Paris, we would have got here like at 6 or 7 a.m. I don't know what she would have done just hanging around us walking, until we could get into our room. Which, it might have worked out. It could have been ready by noon. But then again, that's still 4 or 5 hours of us wandering around without her being able to rest. So with the lie flat seats and us getting into London at 11 a.m., by now she's awake. She's ready to go. We can go to the lounge, eat a bite and let her rest, and then catch the next flight over to Paris. That was the plan. However, British Airways canceled our flight from London to Paris at the last minute. And we're getting ready to board close to it, and they just canceled it. So what are you to do? Especially with Lady Lexie, who, needs rest. She's, this is her first international trip since she's had dementia. She's done very well up until this point. But I know, she needs somewhere that she's comfortable in, that she can call her home, that she can start knowing this is her room, this is where baby love's at, and they can rest. So found out that we could take the Eurostar from London to Paris. The Eurostar is a train. It goes through the channel. I think it's about a little over maybe 2 hours. So we tell British Airways we're not going to take the flight that you want to put us on later. They were going to, cancel it, and then they're going to try to rebook you on a later flight. We would have got here the next day. Big tip here. We have travel insurance, so that's not an issue. However, even with travel insurance, I have booked a prepaid, non-cancellation, no changes hotel. This home had this very nice balcony here in this huge room is because, again, I look for deals and I got a non-refundable fare. Because with travel insurance, if something happens, you can get your money back. And another thing, let's just say that even with my travel insurance, I didn't want to lose this room. This was a nice room. The Paralympics are going on. There's other things going on in Paris. So rooms are hard to come by this week that we're here. And I didn't think to call the hotel in advance and ask them, hey, my flight's delayed, it's been canceled, so we'll get here tomorrow. Even though I lose one night's of the hotel, have already been prepaid, can I keep my full reservation? Some hotels will do that and some will not. It's like you didn't show up, that room is gone. First come, first serve kind of thing, even though you paid for it, because it's a non-refundable, no change fare. So without having to worry about it, have enough to deal with Lady Lexie, keeping her calm and comfortable during all this, I didn't want to call the travel insurance and try to negotiate with them. Okay, I'm thinking fast. Okay, BA, get me my luggage back. We're going to hop on to Eurostar. Because I did check, see there was available trains. However, I didn't know everybody else on my flight that had been canceled was going to do the same thing as me. A bunch of smart, savvy travelers, okay? So, but tip at Heathrow, if your flight is canceled or for whatever reason you decide not to fly, BA, British Airways, doesn't want to escort you out of the airport, which they have to do for you to get your luggage and let you leave, except for every hour on hour. And they do it like at 2, 3, 4, that kind of thing. So we had an ordeal with that because we talked to them. They said, okay, at 2 o'clock, you can go get someone to escort you out and your luggage will be sent out. Typically, it takes 45 minutes to get your luggage. So just keep that in mind, too. So don't be so fast about leaving or making plans real quick because, hey, at least 45 minutes to get your luggage. So we went, they told us to go to A21, the terminal where someone could escort us out. Okay. So me and Lady Lexie walked. London Heathrow is a big airport. So we walked from one end to A21, no one there. So we had to come back to the center customer service desk. They didn't want to help us. They wanted to send us to the other customer service center. So we don't do it. You got to go to the further one over. I'm like, by now we're tired. I do find a wheelchair. I roll Lady Lexie around because she's tired of walking across this airport. Remember, even though she had the lie flat seats and slept last night, the night, she was still tired. So we have to think about her. Okay, so finally, a British Airways employee feels sorry for us, and she goes, come on, I'll escort you out. Your luggage is on the way. So we get our luggage, hail a taxi and remember, we're here for over a week. So normally I pack light, but I got Lady Lexie to think about, got Baby Love, the teddy bear with me. So I got a lot of things to keep up with. So we have 2 big suitcases, 2 little suitcases, and our little personal bag. That's the kind of lot for me to lug around because I don't want to add any extra to Lady Lexie. And another thing with caregiving, keep their load light. I made her drink a lot, and kept snacks in her because we didn't have real food. She did eat some at the lounge, but by now, all this haggling trying to get her out, is wearing her out. But we get in the taxi. She does good. The taxi driver takes us to King Cross, and I think it's St. Pancras station. Anyway, King's Crossing and this one are like side by side. One's the metro station and one's the international train, or what I call the Eurostar train. We had business class tickets because that's pretty much what I had left. So it was streamlined for us. Someone even escorted us through the fast lane. It's not like going through security at the airport, but you still have to put your luggage through the scanner and you walk through the scanner. But you don't have to go through all the hassles, take off your shoes and all this stuff. They make it a lot simpler. So that was cool. Now, since we're business class, that means we had to walk more all the way to the very end of the train because that's where the first class is at. And that's the first ones to get into the station we get to Paris, which is a plus. But still, that's a lot of walking with all that luggage. So someone helps us get our luggage in. We get into our seats. We have really nice seats. They feed us with a good meal, plenty of water. You can get beverages of your choice if you want. We're just dehydrated. We want the beverages. So that's what we do. So smooth sailing to Paris. And we get into Gare du Nord and then get a taxi over to the Pullman Paris, tour Eiffel, where I'm at now. Lovely, lovely, lovely. They had my room waiting on me. There was no one in line. It was streamlined. It was easy breezy, okay? So that was great. Lady Lexie laid down. She was okay. So after she rested a little bit, we went and got something to eat. Not much because it was still just snacks mainly. We decided we'd wait till the next day because it was, it was kind of late. I don't want her eating a lot and going to bed. Well, so next morning, she's hungry, okay? She wakes up, she's hungry. She's ready for that buffet breakfast that the Pullman has. And I mean, it is plentiful. It's good. All kind of juices, coffee, hot chocolate, omelets, eggs, sides, meats, pastries of your choice. I mean, just fabulous. I think she overeats. Okay. So we go walking a little bit after that to kind of, walk off some of our food. She gets sick. She kind of throws up, and I guess some of it gets hung in her throat or something. Anyway, she can't breathe. She almost passes out. She don't completely pass out, but you can tell she's having a hard time breathing, and she kind of goes numb. Well, hey, Paris has got the Paralympics on, so there's policemen everywhere. So the police ran up to me trying to help us out a little bit, and they called the paramedics. So the paramedics wanted to check her out, make sure she was okay. Even when she came back through and said, "I'm fine," they're like, "No, we still taking you to the hospital." Okay, emergency room visit, ride in the ambulance. I'm kind of freaking out. Also, how much is this going to cost me? That's a lot of money, I'm thinking, especially coming from the States. Man, that's going to rack up a huge bill. Thank you, Lord. Again, we have travel insurance. Again, I don't know how all this works. It'll be the first time I've ever had to use my travel insurance. I purchased it before, but thank God I've never had to use it. This time I'm going to have to use it. Still haven't called them, but we got to talk to them about the British Airways flight, see if they're going to cover the cost of the Eurostar train. Then we got to talk to them about, Lady Lexie going to the emergency room. We're there for a couple hours, and they release her if she's fine. But still, we get back. This is our first full day in Paris, and I don't want to overdo it, so I just let her rest for a while. But she gets stir crazy. She gets bored and sitting in a room. She doesn't want to do stuff, and gets a little antsy. So we walk around, and from then on, hey, she's been good the rest of the time. But going to the hospital here in Paris did not break the bank. It wasn't that expensive. I'm not exactly sure how much it cost yet, but we only had to pay, I think it was $270. And we didn't have to pay it then. That's what they told me. You don't have to pay it now. You can pay it later, whatever. I mean, I'm just like not used to this kind of treatment with a hospital. They normally know the first thing to do is how are you going to pay, before you get seen, whatever. In the States, that's the way they operate. It's like, okay, money first, care later. Here it was care first. We'll worry about the money later. And while we were there and we get ready to leave, it was during lunch hour for the person that we would pay. So we waited a few minutes at 1:00, and they were surprised that we waited. Like, you didn't have to wait to pay. You could have went on, and come back later, whatever. I'm like, no, I want my obligations clear. So we took care of that. Got a taxi ride back, because the taxi was waiting right outside the hospital. I mean, convenient here, right? Get back to the Pullman. And like I said, Lady Lexie rests us for a little bit, and then we go out explore, and we walk up to the tower. Since it's right here, it's not that far. We see where the Olympic Games are going on. And I don't know if I can show you, but there, then take behind me, it'll be this way. That's where a lot of the games are going on. So you can hear people cheering and that kind of thing for all the different games. Now, some other games going on. They got the games going on in different places. It's just depending on what sport's going on. So it's kind of cool. And you actually see some of the participants walking around after their events are over. It's kind of cool. Also, I've been really shocked, though, since everyone's here. I was expecting a lot of crowds. Hadn't been crowds anywhere because everybody's been at the Olympic Games. So it's like all the tourist attractions have been pretty much empty. So you can kind of have them all to yourself. So I'm like, hey, this is kind of neat too. So just a tip, when events are going on, you think the attractions will be busy. More than likely, everybody's waiting and going to those events. So there's not too much going on. However, today, the Olympics end tomorrow. Oh, every place is packed today. I mean, people everywhere. It's like, okay, you can tell now that something's going on because there's lots of people here. Back to my tips with Lady Lexie. I try not to overdo things with her. I ask her, how you feeling? She goes, I'm tired, ready to go to the room, or my feet hurt, or whatever. Then plans change on the fly. It depends on how she's feeling, what we see, what we do. And she just wants to stay in a room. That's how have the balcony. I can at least enjoy looking out. I can read a good book. I'm reading I'll See You in Paris Now. And the book is really cool. And it's about a Duchess, the Duchess of Marlborough. And I'm the Duchess of Love here, Duchess DJ Love. So it's kind of cool. I just picked up the book because I like the title. And whenever I travel, I like to read a book where it talks about the destinations and the places you'll see while you're there on travel. Travel tips for you. Let's talk about some travel tips. Get the Navigo Easy card for your Metro, your RER. To me, it's easy. Just tap in. You don't have to worry about it. You can add money to it. They also have the Navigo app, which that's what I've been using. And it tells you, okay, you put in, here's where I want to go. Here's where I'm at. It tells you the time, how much you're gonna have to walk, which train, which direct. I mean, it's smooth. I like the app. Let's see. I have been using Google Translate, not a lot, because most people here speak English. However, there's some places where they don't, so that's where Google Translate comes in. You can say, "Hey, this is what I ask this person," communicate back that way. However, it's good to know a little French while you in France. Bonjour, that's hello. Bonjour, everyone. It makes them smile. And then whenever they do something for you, say merci. That means thank you. There's some other phrases too, and my pronunciation is kind of bad. But you need to read my blog, gallivantinglikearoyal.com, because I'm going to be sharing a lot more details on my blog. Because, again, with my pronunciation, hey, I do good to speak English. So, I don't want to mess up someone else's language. So, in the blogs, I can write out everything, the names, the places, that kind of thing. I'll tell you, we've been eating fish and chips a lot. That's about 20 euros. Dining, if you go out to a restaurant, a Coke's going to be $6. I mean, €6. However, if you get food or snacks in the metro stations, they're a lot cheaper. Like we got a water, a Pepsi, a croissant, and a bag of chips for €8.50. Cheap, cheap, cheap. That's way better than what we've been paying. Okay. But we've been eating fish to keep Lady Lexie's mind going. Keep health is your wealth, and your wealth is your health, and traveling enhances both. Okay. So you need to travel more, people. Travel, travel, travel more, worry less. Okay, let's see what else I can tell you about Paris. I've had so much fun here. I got tons of photos, so they're going to be on Gallivanting Like a Royal Facebook page. Some will be on Gallivanting Like a Royal Instagram page. Also, gallivantinglikearoyal.com. I'm going to have more and more episodes on Paris, especially when I get home. I've got reels and videos already recorded for you so I can show you and tell you, here, do this, do that, with more tips, detailed information. But I just wanted to come to you live here, say hello, give you some tips about what my week has been like. Like I say, we took the Toot hop on, hop off bus. We have taken the, I think it's called Beto bus, hop off, hop on, and we did that. We've also took the regular Paris transportation buses. We've taken the metro. We've taken the RER. Haven't seen a tram yet. I'll take it if I see it. We did take the Funiker up to see the Bicycle Sacre Coeur. I think that's how you pronounce it. Anyway, it's the highest peak, and it's this beautiful old church with lots and lots of steps. So, hey, that should tell you a lot about that. Let me see. Oh, we rode one of these little bike taxis where, you sit in it and the bike pulls you. I had to try these things out. That was $40 though, just from the Eiffel Tower back to the Pullman. So it was a little bit more expensive than what I'd anticipated. A taxi ride at the most would have been 20, probably about €10 to be exact, because we took it from the train station after we walked all day, and Lady Lexie's feet was kind of hurting and we had to walk uphill a little bit. So we took a taxi, and it was €8.50. And yeah, that distance was a lot shorter, was a lot longer than what we did with the bicycle ride. But hey, we just trying things out. I'm a travel blogger. This is what I'm supposed to do, to fill you in on what to see, what to do, and how to do it, that kind of thing. So that's what I'm here for. Drink plenty of water, stay hydrated. But when you do that, you have to go use the restroom. So the water closets, as they're called over here, the restrooms, they're not free. You either pay €1 or €2 to use their facilities. Some places are €2, some are one. Okay, some of them do have a place where you can put on your credit card. Most of them are coin operated, so you need to have some of that change with you. And when you get, let's say over here, we have $1 bills. Over here, they have coins. They have a €1 coin and a €2 coin. Then they have little change coins, 10 and 50. And I think there might be a 20. So you keep those coins. And so you say you pay $10 for something. I mean, you have $10 bill, a euro, and you buy something, say, for €1.50. They're going to give you back mostly coins. So just, be aware of that and expect it. And the food is delicious. Again, from America, over here in Europe, they don't have over 100 different chemicals, imploded in their food or in, whatever, how they put it in there. So your food is better for you. Again, you're taking care of your health, which is your wealth. Luckily for me, we also was privileged enough to have stay in our hotel the Italy soccer team, and they won their first game against France in over 70 years. 70 years they won it. So they said I was a good luck charm. Hey, I don't know. I got a few pictures of those, so you'll have to go check those out. That was kind of cool. So it's like neat things are coming our way. Oh, and go figure. We took the train to Brussels, the Eurostar again to Brussels, from Paris to Brussels to spend a day just to sightsee in Brussels and go to Belgium for a little bit. Our Eurostar train crashed. Not like a big thing, just a little thing anyway. The front of it, all the metal came off. So hey, we had a little crash. But while we was in Brussels, you got to try the waffles, got to try the milk chocolate, and eat strawberries. And we tried their beer, which was really good. And I'm not a beer drinker. Again, I'll tell you what the name of the beer was and all that in my blog, so you can read it and make notes and get the PDF of my Paris travel guide. We were supposed to go to Geneva, Switzerland, but since Lady Lexie, she's done well, but I don't want to wear her out with another train ride, and we're going to be flying back soon. So I kind of, again, if you're caregiving of someone, you kind of got to look after their needs. Think about how stressful it can be on them, how much it's going to wear them out, because not so much the physical wearing out, it's that mental wearing out. So like today, we saw a lot and did a lot, and she's kind of like, okay, I'm ready to go back. I just want to rest. And so she's laying down reading her books with baby love right now, just watching me out here. But she's happy. She's relaxing. She sleeps real good too. Another thing about sleeping with someone with memory orders, you got to make sure they can't wander out. You know how they get that I want to go home syndrome and they may try to escape their room? I use my luggage as a way to keep her from going out the door. I can kind of make a barricade to it. So if I'm asleep and she wakes up and tries to get out, it's not going to happen. Also, you can get the what they call them. I can't think of it now. Apple has these little tags. Yeah, Apple tags. So they go somewhere you can track them. That's another good thing to have. Again, we flew business class across the pond so Lady Lexie could be in comfort and stretch out and sleep overnight. If we do this again, though, we'll more than likely fly during the day because she's wide awake and she enjoys that looking around even though she's not doing anything. I make sure we have one of those wide-body planes with the big restrooms where I can go in there with her because, some of the smaller planes, you can barely get in. So getting two people in may be an ordeal. So I check the planes out to make sure they have bigger bathrooms so that if she needs help, I can go with her. These are the things that I look out for. Now, flying back across the pond, we're going to do something different. We're going to go through Iceland so we can break up the long journey. It'll be like 3.5 hours to Iceland and 4.5 hours back to the East Coast. That way, it's not one long stretch of time. That way she can get up, walk around so she doesn't get antsy. For me, I like that idea too. That's kind of cool. But back to Paris, got to go to the Latin Quarter. Everybody wants to see Notre Dame. I like the Basilica Sacré-Cœur a lot better, just my opinion. The Louvre Museum, but there's a lot of other good museums to see, even free ones. I would suggest going to those. And be sure to go walk the gardens. There's so many garden parks around here that are beautiful with statues, fountains, and the foliage is just gorgeous around here. The trees, the flowers. So you want to spend some time just walking and seeing that. Look for the what I call not popular places to go. Go to like the second Aristonum. Again, I write all this down in my blog, but you go to the districts where most people don't go. That's where you get the more authentic Paris, and that's the Paris that I like. So make use of the metro, public transportation. I mean, take you about anywhere, and it's pretty easy. Except, like I say, you got to walk up and down stairs. That's just part of it. And as you can see, it's getting a little dark in the background with the Eiffel Tower. I'll have more tips for you later. I hope you've enjoyed this. Thank you for watching. I'll be here. Bye-bye.
Who is Duchess DJ Love? Duchess DJ Love is not only a travel aficionado, but also a savvy financial expert. Through her blog, Gallivanting Like a Royal, and her podcasts, she shares invaluable insights on wealth mindset and financial empowerment. Duchess DJ Love's practical advice and strategies help her audience navigate the complexities of money management with confidence and ease. Her dedication to financial literacy is evident in her engaging content, where she breaks down complex financial concepts into easy-to-understand tips. Whether it's budgeting for a luxurious getaway or investing wisely, Duchess DJ Love's guidance ensures her followers are well equipped to achieve their financial goals. With the grace and warmth of a true Southern belle, Duchess DJ Love inspires her audience to not only explore the world, but also to